Okay, and it looks like we're live here. Hey everybody, it's Roberto. You're gonna get to see me in a minute. I will be toggling the webcam on and off like so, so that you guys can, see me and we can have a conversation. But for now, while we're getting everything set up, I want you guys to do me a huge favor. I would really love, since this live stream is going to get a little long and I have to cover a lot of things with the YouTube algorithm, what's happening with big YouTubers, small YouTubers, breaking down and helping you understand what the algorithm is in the first place and what did change. I need you guys to do me a huge favor so I don't end up repeating myself. Number one, we're going to hold all the Q&A until the end because I'm going to be showing you dashboard stuff and I'm going to be walking you guys through this, and it gets very involved. Number two, if you are watching this live right now, I would love you guys to do me a huge favor. If you can share this, if you can tweet it out, if you could let people know what we're going to be doing here, that would be fantastic. And if anybody could please try and keep a few notes for me as far as like when I'm saying certain things, if we could get timestamps so that when we go back, people can follow along, that would be amazing. It would be the most fantastic thing in the world if somebody could help with that. So I would definitely appreciate it. And then just get up with me and we'll deal with that afterward. But welcome to the stream. We're gonna get going here in a second. I just want to make sure that I have all the data and the other screens set up and everything here for the live stream because I'm still getting used to YouTube Live. So we're going to jump into everything, and like I said, I'll answer questions. Please hold them to the end so that we can kind of keep this on track. I am going to talk about the fact that big YouTubers are quitting. A lot of people say their views got cut in half, but then you have people like me and Mike Bijou whose views might have doubled, and that actually does matter, and there are some reasons for that, and I want to try and just explain everything as much as possible for people. And this was not today's scheduled video, so for anybody who wanted the social media and small business Saturday stuff, that will come out in a couple of hours so that we can get through the broadcast. So that's what we're going to be doing. Some people are saying that there's an echo. I can't hear it, but I think if I push this button here, maybe that will affect the echo. Alright, so is that a little bit better? Again, still getting used to the live streaming stuff. So, do you have a video playing in the background? No, I don't. But I think by pushing this button that might have affected it. And so I'm hoping that the echo has gone away. If not, I'm going to adjust the settings here. I'm going to look and see if maybe the settings for the audio are the issue here. Nope, the audio should be fine. Yep, nope, the audio should be fine, guys. I don't know why you're hearing an echo. I turned my speakers completely off, so that's not the reason, guys. If you're hearing an echo, I am not sure why you're hearing an echo. You'll be able to see me in a moment. We're going to be toggling that on and off. And I'm also going to be showing you dashboard stuff. I'm just still getting set up here. So in the meantime, while I'm getting set up with the analytics panel so that I can show you guys the YouTube dashboard stuff, which, I'll give you a little peek at that. Hang on. So we're going to be covering stuff. We're going to get into data. So don't expect to see me a lot. We're going to be doing that. I just want to make sure that I'm getting everything set up, and that's why I'm using a placeholder here, because we're going to be going through multiple screens. I'm going to be showing you a lot of different things, and I just want to make sure that I'm organized because I want this to be on track, and I also want to give you guys a chance to tweet this out because I don't want to have to double back and repeat something. So that's what's going on here. So I'm going to have the placeholder up for this, which is the YouTube thumbnail, while I finish just making sure that I've double-checked everything that I want to do for you guys so that we have that up and running. And now we know that there's technical difficulties. like, so we know that we we dealt with the audio, and the audio is fine now. So see, this is why I like the idea now. From now on, I'm going to do like a placeholder thing until I have the, you know, the all clear from you guys that everything is functioning as intended. So I think that I have the stuff that I wanted to cover in order here. Do I have the data for PewdiePie here? Yeah. Wait, here's H3H3, here's PewdiePie, here's Mike Bijou, here's the Microsoft data. Okay, yeah. So I think I've got, oh, I need the analytics for that. Hang on. I need that tab. All right. So I'm set up. Again, I'm going to, it's not that I'm going to ignore the comments. It's that I'm going to be dealing with the Q&A section of this after I explain everything and show you guys the data so that we're all on the same page. So please, please, please hold any comments until the end, and I will address that. Most of you know kind of what's going on with the YouTube thing, so you know, just bear with me here, and let's switch over to the camera. All right, turn that on, and all right. Hey everybody, it's Roberto. So welcome to the live stream. We're going to be doing Q&A at the end of this. We're going to be talking about the YouTube algorithm. I'm going to explain what it is. Then we're going to take a little bit of a look at how it works in action using the actual YouTube analytics dashboard from my YouTube channel. I'm going to show you the tags in TubeBuddy and what I'm talking about in PewdiePie's channel, in Ethan from H3H3's channel, and in a small but growing YouTuber, Mike Bijou's channel, so that you can see somebody that's actually benefiting from the algorithm versus YouTube and what they're doing differently than big YouTubers who say that their views are getting cut in half. And we're going to talk about that. For those of you who may not be aware of what's going on, YouTube updated their algorithm recently. They actually had been working on this in the back end, roughly from what I've understood, for about 90 days, but most of it has been rolled out now over the last 30 days, and so now we have some real data on it. And a lot of big YouTubers recently in the last couple of weeks have been releasing videos explaining that their views have gone down, that they're not reaching as many people, that they're not reaching as many of their subscribers, and that this is a real issue. Some small YouTubers have come out as well, and they said that it's affected their channel. And you know, Cinnamon Toast Ken even said that he thinks YouTube is killing us. And first of all, the thing that I want to say, and I said this in my other video this week, is that YouTube is trying to create balance. They're trying to listen to us and give small YouTubers more of an opportunity to reach an audience. They're also trying to make a better experience for YouTube viewers based on the things that we actually watch. They're trying to be more like Netflix and Amazon. If I go and I've bought cameras in Amazon. Amazon is recommending me lenses and accessories based on what I actually bought. YouTube is trying to recommend videos to us based on the last 20 or 30 videos that we actually watched, not just who we're subscribed to. If you click the subscribe panel, you can get videos from everybody you're subscribed to. That's still a thing. But most people, the way that we use YouTube, most of us are very lazy about the way we use YouTube as viewers, and so that hurts some of these YouTubers that we love because, to be honest, we're not using the site properly. YouTube has changed things because they're trying to create that balance so that smaller YouTubers can still grow if they do some technical things without having to have a viral video that breaks out, or without getting a shout out from a major YouTuber with 1 million subscribers. So that's what their intentions are. I won't say that they haven't botched it sometimes, though. I'm not going to pretend that they do everything perfect, because they don't. There are bigger problems, though, like the glitch that deletes subs, and we won't talk about that in this video. I'm going to specifically be addressing the algorithm, and what I will say is that my views doubled as a result of the algorithm changes, and I'll explain the part of the algorithm that I did figure out very well. There are other parts of the algorithm that my content is just not going to do well in, and I'll talk about that. And there are parts of the algorithm that big YouTubers like PewdiePie and Ethan from H3H3 and Philip DeFranco, there are parts of the algorithm that they do that they crush, and their content is made for that. It's their bread and butter. But there are things that a lot of big YouTubers ignore on the technical side because they're not data nerds. I'm a data nerd. I came from the world of building websites and coding. I was a Flash developer for a while before Steve Jobs killed that off in the Apple ecosystem. And the reason I'm explaining all this is because I know that it's hard for some people to take you seriously when you talk about YouTube stuff when you don't have a million subscribers. But I started from zero, just like everyone else, and just like the rest of you. And there are a lot of YouTubers that I've seen grow by doing these things, and that I've helped grow by helping them do these things. And so I want you to understand why this stuff works, even though you're seeing big YouTubers not do it. But it's also why they're so upset right now, because they don't understand what's happening to them, because they're making the best content that they have ever made, some of them, and they don't understand what's happening. I'm also making the best content that I think I've ever made, but my views doubled. And Mike Bijou, his views increased too, and some other people. And so why is that happening for some people and not others? That's what this video is going to be about. So let me go ahead and pull up some YouTube analytics to kind of show you a little bit of what's going on and what I'm talking about. And again, we'll do Q&A at the very end here. And I'm not sure how long this is going to go, but I will be doing Q&A. I do want to answer questions for you guys if you have them. And so I just need to kind of remember, maybe I should take a note here that, you know, we got into the dashboard at this point. So I'll show you kind of some of what's going on in my YouTube dashboard. This represents the last 90 days of activity. And you'll notice that there's a big spike in watch time and there's a big spike in views here. This represents the last 30 days where a lot of things change in the algorithm. If I just take this to the last 30 days to give you some context, because let's look at this. In the last 90 days, I have 2 million plus views and over 7 million minutes of watch time. But if I just take this to the last 30 days, you'll notice that half of that watch time is just from the last 30 days, and I've pretty much got 1 million views in the last 30 days, which is not normal for me. Usually I average 500,000 views, so I got double out of that in just the last 30 days. And I had a video. This is an old video that I published back in May of this year, and it got almost 250,000 new views in just the last 30 days. It has about 300,000 something views total, but it got more than the views it already had. It kind of doubled over in just 30 days. And I'm going to explain part of what happened with that. And the one of the things that has to do with that, and I'll open that in a new tab for the analytics, is it's because of the rebalancing of the YouTube algorithm. So let me jump back on camera here and explain what I mean when I say the rebalancing of the YouTube algorithm. So the rebalancing of the YouTube algorithm comes down to how YouTube is choosing to distribute views on a video. A lot of YouTubers rely on something called view velocity. And what that means is YouTube will promote a video that is performing well based on the first 48 hours of engagement. If a channel's video gets less than 5% of the views in proportion to its subscriber base in the first 48 hours, that can be a signal to YouTube to not distribute that video as much, that's not performing well, and to not give it as much attention. And it can impact your next sequential uploads. What happens is, though, I don't want people to take that as seriously as it sounds, because the problem with that is then people will only make clickbait style videos if they think about that too hard, and they also will be scared to upload something they really believe in because they don't think it'll get as much reach. And that's a mistake. You really should just upload something and then try your hardest to get it the views that it needs, even if it means hustling in social media and trying to get it more attention and whatever you can do ethically to accomplish that goal. I think you should just make objectively good content and try to make it as successful as possible. Now, keep in mind that number that we just talked about, 5% of the views of your overall subscriber total. So that's a very specific kind of ratio and number. I'm getting this information from Matt Gillen, who is one of the smartest YouTube SEO people on the planet. He spoke at VidCon about this. This was an industry level panel, so only those of us who had a badge that could go to the third floor. were part of this session, this lecture. And the thing is, even if this had been available to people on the first floor, it wouldn't have mattered. They would have just went to the panel to see their favorite YouTubers. They would have went to the Casey Neistat panel. Love that guy. But they wouldn't have went to this. They wouldn't have went and listened to this data nerd talk about the YouTube algorithm. They would have went and see the person that they're a fanboy or fangirl of. And that's a big issue with YouTube. The culture of YouTube dictates that more people are interested in the flash and the sizzle than the substance and the data, and that's where marketers and people like me, that's the thing we love. We're nerds. But I say that to say this, and it's understanding that data and understanding what Matt was talking about, not just with view velocity, but some other things we're going to tackle in this video, that put me in a position that when the algorithm changed, instead of my video views getting cut in half, instead of my old videos dying, my old videos are getting more views than they've ever gotten. And it's not just me. There's some other people that's happening too. But what happened to several big YouTubers is their view counts per video started going down. You started seeing things like where PewdiePie, who has almost 50 million subscribers, was struggling to get more than 2 million views per video. Which is nuts to think about. It means that less than 10% of his audience was seeing his videos. And the thing is, I can't see his dashboard, but I would speculate that a lot of those views didn't even come from his actual subscribers. A lot of portion of them probably came from new people, because he gained so many new subscribers per day that those videos probably also were doing that. So when you think about it, and when you think about that, that creates this real difficult barrier. But you have to understand what happened and what changed the algorithm. I'm about to show you something interesting in terms of the traffic analytics of where my views started coming from when YouTube made this change. So when YouTube made this change, this happened. Typically, I used to get about 35% of my views from YouTube search. That's what used to be the case. And now it's still, YouTube search does really well for me. Don't cry for me. I still got, 250,000 views from that in this month, which is still about what I would normally do. Suggested videos was a good part of my views, but it wasn't nearly like, it wasn't like, 250,000 of that coming from suggested videos. But look at the browse features, which is the YouTube homepage mostly. When I click on this, and this is in your YouTube Analytics dashboard, all of you can find this data. Look at how much of this, in terms of the views of the last 30 days, look at how many of my views came from the YouTube homepage versus subscription alerts. Just look at that. Okay? This is where the issue is happening in YouTube that most people don't understand. This YouTube homepage change is exactly what so many people are upset about, but it's what you need to take advantage of and what's going to make your channel successful going forward. Your channel, if you can figure this out, has an opportunity to win in a way that most people don't understand. That's huge. If you could figure out how to get your videos, I mean, most of you want to know how you get your videos on the YouTube watch page, right? That is a huge deal. Huge deal. Getting your views on the YouTube homepage. So let me go back to the other traffic sources, though, so you understand how that happens. So with regard to how you get on the YouTube homepage, your video would have to relate to something that you watched, like that the viewer watched recently. In my case, the stuff that I recently watched is going to dictate what comes up for me on the YouTube homepage. And I mean, I can show you what like that means real quick based on some YouTubers that I clicked on and things that I clicked on. So based on things that I watch, look at what comes up. This is a lot of interesting stuff, and it's because, again, part of this is research for, all the YouTubers that I've been looking at and things, and some of it's like personally stuff that I watch, like, Kaiman Wong. He's a YouTube photographer that I watch all the time. But because I've been doing some research and doing some stuff, and looking at PewdiePie, because of that, even though I don't mostly watch his content, it's recommending a lot of these things. And it's also recommending channels that I'm not necessarily subscribed to based on that. And I can tell you exactly why and how that happens. Even though it does recommend some things because I just watched some YouTubers I am subscribed to. But, you know, that matters. And I'm going to show you exactly where that relationship is coming in with regard to some of these analytics. So the way that you end up getting into somebody's YouTube homepage feed is going to be based on, well, are your videos that you just made similar to the videos that they've been watching? And even if they are, well, how does YouTube know that? Let me get on camera for a second so I can talk to you guys about this. How do you think YouTube determines whether my video is related to your video? What do you think YouTube uses to make that determination? What do you think YouTube has to go off of? They don't know based on, like, someone at YouTube isn't gonna watch my video all the way through, especially since I do 10 and 15 and 20 and hour-long videos. Someone at YouTube isn't gonna watch my video, figure out what my video is all about, and then decide that it's related to these 100 videos and that it should be associated with them in some way. YouTube's not doing that. A human being at YouTube is not in charge of that. So how are they doing it? It's called the YouTube algorithm. The YouTube algorithm is based on the simple fact that YouTube is a search engine, like its parent company, Google, the people who own it. In fact, YouTube is the second biggest search engine in the world. You guys have seen me mention that in almost every video I've ever done talking about YouTube. And just remember, guys, if you're watching the live stream, we're going to do Q&A at the end. So, you know, do feel free to continue to conversate and chat among yourselves, but don't think that I'm trying to ignore you. I just want to hold the questions at the end so that we can get through this and so that I can walk you through the data. And so with that in mind, let's think about this. YouTube needs some very specific things to relate one video to another, and also to relate it on the videos that you might be interested in from other creators. To do that, it has to have some kind of data. It has to have some way to categorize videos and to sort them and to say that these two things are similar. Again, these two things are similar, but different somehow. What's similar about them and what's different about them? To figure that out, YouTube needs some very specific criteria. That criteria mostly resides in a couple of places. The title of a video, the description of a video, the tags of a video, the playlist that a video is listed in and what its title and description is, and the closed captions of a video. This is how YouTube can determine whether or not your video is related to and should be recommended on the right-hand side of another video that you watched. That's how it figures that out. It's also how it figures out when it's trying to decide what to put in someone's homepage, what videos are related to the last 10, 20, 30 videos that this YouTuber watched. What other YouTubers, what other channels are related to those channels. So YouTube has to also figure out what channels are related to each other. They can do that based on things like the category that you pick for your YouTube channel and that you pick for your YouTube videos. If you make a video and you decide that this is people and blogs, it might relate you to blogs and to daily bloggers. If you decide that it's science and education, it might relate you to science and education YouTube channels and recommend you there. If it's film, then the filmmaking channels. So the category of channel that you have and the category of videos that you're choosing in the advanced settings of your information for your videos all play a role in how YouTube says that PewdiePie's channel is related to Markiplier's channel, Roberto Blake's channel is related to Gary Vaynerchuk's channel, Sarah Dietschy's channel is related to Casey Neistat's channel. YouTube uses these very specific things to put channels into categories and boxes and to sort them, and it's something you guys would understand a lot better if video stores like Blockbuster still existed, because it's the only way that we were able to find videos. A better example might be your local library. So, beyond that, that's how YouTube relates channels, that's how YouTube starts to relate videos to each other. So now you start to understand where recommended videos in the sidebar come from and where recommended videos on the home page and the browse features come in. So let me show you guys a video of mine that got in like the last 30 days, this video from the time that I made it at the beginning of November has gotten almost 250,000 views. Let me show you the data on that so that I can try to explain this. So this is my hands-on review of the Microsoft Surface, and let me show you guys a little bit of what this video has going for it in its favor. This video, I clearly did at least a decent 3-line description that makes it very clear that this is about the Microsoft Surface Studio. And then I still have 2 paragraphs down here about it, and I related it and linked it to the pre-order information, and I linked over to Austin Evans' review because I think he did a good job. Now, what happened was I also put some very specific tags in my videos. Look at the tags that I use when I'm doing a YouTube video, and look at this green number. This green number is a result of me having a plugin called TubeBuddy that tells you what my tag rankings are, and I can look at other people's tags and their rankings, but also helps me a little bit with SEO optimization. But I was already good at this on my own. TubeBuddy just makes me unbearably good at it. Hashtag modest brag. But you can see that for the tags that I picked, that the overwhelming majority of my tags, I rank in the top 10. I will be on the first page of YouTube if you do these searches. And let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. I don't know how blurry this is or isn't for you guys. Let me just try and see what I can do so that you can just get a good look at this. So that actually really is important and really matters when you think about how my videos are being identified and what it's related to. And even on this watch page, you can see, yes, YouTube is showing me videos that I watch normally or that from people that I'm subscribed to, but at the same time, look at what its related videos are from these big channels with, some of them have small subscriber counts, but look at how good they did. Okay, so this is a 2 million channel, and my video is related to that video. This is a YouTuber that got 31,000 views on video. They only have 91 subscribers. But guess what probably helped them? Their video showing up next to my video, they got some views. I guarantee you that because they're a recommended video on my video, that they got some of the views from that. They probably are also a recommended video from Detroit Borg and like from other people. So that really makes a huge difference in how your videos get watched and how YouTube promotes and distributes them. You can see it here with your own eyes. And let me go into more of the data here. So this Microsoft, and granted, the videos trickle down after a while. I mean, the views trickle down. That happens, but don't cry for me because it's still getting thousands of views a day. I mean, it's still going to probably get to 250,000 views shortly here. So again, don't cry for me or anything. But you can see that its first day it did 20,000, and then it just, it kind of kept going there. But look at where the traffic came from. 50% of it, the YouTube browse features. YouTube distributed this to the homepage of people, and that's where 100,000 of the views came from. And then almost half of the other half was almost entirely suggested videos. That's nuts. That's insane. Look at that pie chart. That is a result of what the algorithm is doing now. That is how this is working. That's what matters when you are thinking about your YouTube videos. That's why SEO matters. So when you see big YouTubers not do good titles and descriptions and tags, and they rely on clickbait alone, this is what's hurting them, and this is why, and I just proved it with data. I just proved that with my channel, and I'm not even a tech channel, and with my 160-something subscriber count, I can compete with a 1 million subscriber YouTube channel and a 2 million subscriber YouTube channel, tested. I won't get as many views as them, but the gap between they have 2 million subscribers and they got that many views, I have not anywhere near that, not even close, not even a tenth of that, and yet I'm within a third of the amount of views generated for the same video. I'm within a third of that, and I don't have a tenth of their subscribers. So for everybody, and I'm going to switch over, you're going to talk to me here. So for everybody who thinks that it's down to, I can't grow if I don't have the subscribers, I can't get the views if I don't have the subscribers, that was just debunked. I've debunked it more than one time, but I just did it in real time with you guys, and I'm showing you that this is why really good titles and descriptions and tags matter, and I'm showing you what real good titles and descriptions and tags look like. Okay, now let's contrast that. And again, I have nothing against any big YouTubers. I don't have any beef with anybody except anyone who makes bad videos about me or mean videos about me or talks trash about me or my family. Those people I've got beef with. Then I will be sending ninjas and black bags to deal with them at some point in time. But that said, let's look at H3H3 and Ethan, because he brought up that his views are not what they should be, and that the algorithm is messing with his views and his view counts. Ethan's still crushing it. He still gets like 1 million views per video, but let's look at the description of his video and let me like show you guys what's going on with that. So this is Ethan from H3H3, and this is a video he released not too long ago, and it's got 1 million views. So again, don't cry for him, but his stuff isn't getting the view counts he thinks it should get, and it's not getting to his subscribers. Now, how do we relate this video to any video? My horrifying proposal story. Okay, that might be a vlog thing, so maybe it's hard to relate that to. I can understand that could be a thing, but like, what is this video about? I have no idea what this video is about before I watch it, which means that if all I saw was Ethan's thumbnail and I have no idea who Ethan is, I have no idea what H3H3 is about, and I see this as a description, and I see whatever his thumbnail is, and I see this title, I might not click on that video because I have no idea what it's about. And as for YouTube, how does YouTube relate that video to any marriage or wedding proposal video? It's not easy because it doesn't rank for anything, and look at the one-word description tags. So it's not doing anything that helps it relate to something, or it doesn't help YouTube say, gee, you watched a video like this, I should put this in your home page because you watched this. The only way that would happen is if you're watching Ethan's other videos, or you watched Ethan's other videos recently, or you're a subscriber to his that watches frequently. It's the only way it'd end up in your homepage. But if you watched a bunch of stuff that's not Ethan's videos in the last 24 hours, then Ethan puts out a video, maybe it's not getting into your homepage, and then YouTube has no way to relate it to anything you've been watching. So understanding what your viewers are watching and how your content relates to that is going to be part of this new algorithm on some level, and that really matters. But also matters for getting new viewers and new subscribers. If I don't know who Ethan is and what H3H3 is about, I have no reason to care about this video. I have no reason to watch this video. In fact, it's probably why I personally didn't. And so you can see that that's a problem. But here's a big YouTuber with almost 3 million subscribers, and again, their video is not getting half as many views of that, but I think that's fine. I mean, most videos, most YouTubers, again, don't get 5 or 10% of the view counts that merit their audience. I certainly don't, but I know my reasonings for that, and that was also by design on my part. I'll tell you guys about that strategy later, but think about it. YouTube, what is YouTube supposed to do with this video? Honestly, what is YouTube supposed to do with promoting and distributing this video? How can YouTube promote and distribute this video aside from saying, hey, well, if you're subscribed to H3H3, then watch this video? And they do that in the subscription box, but not in the YouTube homepage. The YouTube homepage is like the Instagram discovery panel or the Snapchat discovery panel. It's, let me talk to you guys a bit here. Most people want the YouTube homepage to go back to being, here's the stuff that you are already subscribed to. The problem with that, people wanting that, is that's great if you're a big YouTuber. If you're a small YouTuber, that doesn't help you get into new people, does it? The only way that small YouTubers can reach new audiences is if YouTube is recommending small YouTubers' videos in the right-hand side of recommended videos and in the YouTube homepage, because these small YouTubers have made videos that are related to the content that people are watching the most and the most recently. Based on your user behavior, it's the only way you're going to find new people in YouTube to watch. And if you're a small YouTuber, it's the only real hope you have in competing with a big YouTuber is YouTube making these changes. And so they're not throwing big YouTubers under the bus, but even if they were, isn't that more noble on YouTube's part? Because don't they lose money since they're big, audience-driving, ad-driving people, the people who make them the disproportionate 90% of their earnings? They're trying to balance this out to not give them a bigger advantage than they already have, to help the little guy, to help all of you who are watching this right now. And again, I'm not sitting here trying to preach the gospel of YouTube. I still think they get plenty of crap wrong. I'll have an open letter to YouTube at some point addressing specifically what I think they need to do. I think they need to be more transparent with us. I think they need to do monthly live town halls and let us ask questions and hold a public-facing figure of YouTube kind of accountable to us as the creators and the viewers. I think they need to do that, and that's like my biggest thing, and I'm going to make an open letter, and I'm going to encourage all of you to tweet it at YouTube and at Susan and everybody and every big YouTuber once I make it, so that maybe they are at least more transparent with us if they're not going to fix everything else. But I digress. My point is, if you look at a video here, like Ethan from H3H3's, you can see what I mean. YouTube has really no way to help that video based on what Ethan hasn't done to help that video in terms of giving it a description to where if this was Netflix, I have no idea why I click on this and why I watch this if this is a film in Netflix. And if it is Netflix, I have no way to relate it to another television show or a series. I have no way to relate it to anything. So if I don't know who Ethan is, I can't understand this video, and even if I do, I don't know what this is about, and then I guess, oh, I just click it because it's Ethan. And that is not good for YouTube viewers. And so that's why YouTube is punishing videos like this, but it's also not, because Ethan is a big YouTuber. He gets so much watch time, and he gets so many views in the first 48 hours that his video is going to do well anyway. 1 million views well, even if he thinks it should be more. And that's fine. And this video is not an anomaly. You know, I will bring up another video of his in a minute, but let's go to, since he's in the thumbnail of this video, let's go to a video from PewdiePie real quick. So this is a video from PewdiePie from his Birdibo vlog series. Again, it's doing fine. It's got 2.5 million views. But granted, that's not even 10% of PewdiePie's audience, and I bet a lot of that was, again, still possibly new people who just tuned in to see what PewdiePie is about. But if you look at this description, there's nothing here that really helps this description. Granted, I really appreciate that he has captions in every single language. That's amazing, or at least the majority of them. That's fantastic, and kudos to him for that. But there's nothing here that actually helps this video. This is cute and this looks interesting and it stands out, but what's YouTube supposed to do with that? What's YouTube supposed to do with that? How is it supposed to relate this video to any daily vlog series? How is this supposed to relate to anything for YouTube to promote and distribute it? And even if this wasn't the case, there's nothing here in the tags to help us understand what this video is about in any way, shape, or form for YouTube to distribute or YouTube to relate it to anything else. And an effort doesn't seem to have been made here. It's Pewdie, Pewds, Pewdie, Vlog, Birdibo. So unless you are looking for Birdibo or unless you're looking for PewdiePie, there's no way to get to this video. There's no way. There's no discovery strategy. There's no marketing strategy. There's no promotion. There's nothing that has been done in an effort to get this video out to as many people as possible. It's entirely on YouTube to do that, and they haven't even been given the tools. YouTube has not been given the tools by the creator, in this case PewdiePie. And again, this is not to offend anyone who's a fan of PewdiePie's, and again, I may not be super into his content. I love when he does YouTube commentary, but at the same time, you can't say that this video was given every opportunity to win by its creator. You can't say that the video was not YouTube's not really punishing this video. The creator really didn't give it any legs to stand on, and so that really is important. Also, hey, it's good to see you, Common Man Cocktails. How are you doing, man? It's awesome to see you here in the stream. So before there was and I agree with what you're saying here. Before there was kind of a documentation process in how does YouTube work, a lot of these YouTubers got big. And so, Roberto, why is it that you stress the tags and these big YouTubers don't? It's because by stressing the tags when these big YouTubers don't, that's how I can get a video when I don't have the numbers and I don't have thousands of people sharing and tweeting out my videos, and I don't have people that just tune into every video. I make videos that are very specific for very specific people. That's also why my view to sub ratio, a lot of you tell me how horrible my view to sub ratio is. It's because I'm not trying to reach 1 million people the way that PewdiePie and all these other people do, and that's fine if that's what they're trying to do. But because I'm a YouTube educator doing tech and doing creative and doing design and photography stuff, I'm only trying to reach somebody who wants to know whether or not they need to buy the Panasonic Lumix G7. I'm only trying to help someone figure out whether they need a 14mm lens or a 28mm lens today. I'm trying to solve a very specific problem each and every day, which means if you don't need that problem fixed today, you don't have to watch my videos, and I don't want you to spend time on something that's not useful to you. So my YouTube strategy goes against 99% of what YouTubers want to do. But that's fine because that's a separate part of YouTube. I'm fine with that. That being said, I knew what I had to do as a small YouTuber that wants to do things my way and doesn't want to do clickbait or doesn't want to do videos that are just on popular topics. Videos that I wanted to do for my community, for the people who are underserved, someone that nobody made a video for because it wouldn't get 100,000 views. I want to make the video for that person that's getting neglected. But again, that's a whole nother story, and I'm not trying to get on a high horse. I'm making the point that this is something that YouTube animators go through. This is something that YouTube vloggers go through, is they're making content that may not hit a mainstream audience in YouTube. How do they survive? How do they win? Well, the analytics are telling us exactly what needs to happen. The analytics are telling us that suggested videos that are related for people making videos like what you're making, that you can get value off of that, and you help each other when your video does well, and there are people who are making videos around the same topics as you. All of you on some level do well, and that's actually how it should be. And then the other thing that's going on with that is that this browse features, the YouTube homepage, and how it decides what you get in this YouTube homepage is entirely based, it's entirely reliant, it's entirely predicated on, well, what did you just watch? What did you just watch? I'm a big fan of Gary Vaynerchuk. He is my business mentor and the person that I respect the most in social media, and I watch his stuff. And so I watched like a daily V that I'd missed today, and so it's recommending the latest episode to me. That matters. I watched a collab video yesterday about Markiplier and Superwoman. So guess what? Her latest video just got recommended to me. I was watching my friend Geekdom 101's video because I was giving him some advice on something, and guess what? A Dragon Ball Super video got recommended to me. And because I'm doing stuff on big YouTubers, and I went to PewdiePie stuff, Cinnamon Toast Ken's video ended up being recommended to me. So guess what? YouTube is acting on user behavior. It's trying to help viewers get content that they want, content that they give a crap about. And the problem with that for big YouTubers is that that doesn't always translate to them getting the views that they think their content deserves. And their content obviously is high quality and does deserve to be viewed. However, if you look at what's happening here with PewdiePie and with Ethan, and let's go to, another video here, and again, I'm not going to let it play because no, YouTube, you're not going to strike me down. I'm begging you to like and comment on this video as recommended by YouTube. That's not what YouTube is recommending. YouTube is not recommending and is not basing all this on the likes and the views and the begging and the doing giveaways to get likes and shares. That's part of the algorithm, but a bigger part of the algorithm is knowing how to categorize your content so that if it was a book in a library, we could find it with the bloody Dewey Decimal System, or so that if they still had video stores, that we could find it on the shelf, or if this was Netflix, the video would be buried for all time and no one would ever see it. That's just the truth, because there's nothing here to help Netflix or Amazon, or in this case YouTube or Google, get this out there. There's nothing that's here to help that. There's nothing that's been done. You can make all the effort you want on the quality of the content. You can make all the effort you want on beautiful cinematography, and you should. Oh my God, you should. But if that's the case, how do you help someone who's never heard of you find this video in terms of new viewership because you created no opportunity for that? And how do you let YouTube serve this video to people that have no idea who you are if you've never done any work to give it that chance? How can you have the expectation? How can you feel that that should be done? Should this go to everybody that's subscribed to you? Probably. I don't disagree with that. You know what the problem with that would be, though, is if we all got, because let's go to, like, it's hard, though, because if I go to YouTube and then I go to my subscriptions, and, you know, I'm subscribed also for research purposes. I think I'm subscribed to I'm probably subscribed to 900 channels, but some of those are clients and some of those are friends, and then after that it's the people that I actually like watching. But there's so much, and there's so much variety here, that how would you prioritize in your day, if this is what you were looking at, what to watch? Because after that, well, it's just down to clickbait, isn't it? It's just down to what's the most interesting thumbnail out of all of these thumbnails, isn't it? And what's the catchy headline and title? And so, if you're really adamant about trying to stop clickbait and things like that, then just giving you all the videos you're subscribed to, and then if that's all we get on the homepage, most of us are lazy, we won't go look for anything else. How does YouTube then recommend new and small YouTubers that, like, again, how would my friend Craig Adams, how is he supposed to compete if it's just big YouTubers that are recommended in the YouTube homepage and not stuff that's based on what you actually watched? How does he compete with that? So, you know, how would I find my friend Craig's videos, you know, with 11K subscribers and, you know, in the first hour only having 106 views? How would I find that video if YouTube doesn't act on user behavior and only acts based on what we subscribe to? So I get where big YouTubers are coming from, that they don't feel that, like, oh, well, if my subscribers want to get my stuff, they have to double subscribe by hitting the notification bell like PewdiePie was saying. I get the frustration there, but at the exact same time, oh, and here, because I'm doing this video, now it's up in the thing, and now more people can learn about the algorithm. Awesome. But again, how would people know? How would people get to new content? How are small YouTubers like all of you watching supposed to compete if YouTube doesn't take these kind of steps and measures? So that's part of the issue. So that's part of the big issue here, is YouTube has to do things like this to create balance. In my video yesterday where I did the whole YouTube is broken, but is it? You know, I talked about this. I talked about the fact that the new algorithm is balance. And I've shown you a few examples of where you have these larger YouTubers that were not doing everything that they possibly could within the YouTube system to help their content. And that with some very minor changes and the minimal amount of effort, I really honestly believe that they would get more views based on the data I showed you guys, because I was not negatively impacted by the algorithm. I was positively impacted by it over the last 30 days, very much so. In fact, if we go back to the dashboard data here, and we look at this, and we look at that, I got 1 million views instead of the 500,000 I usually get in the last 30 days, and then we compare that to the last 90 days. You can see what happened, and it was really good for me, and a lot of it was down to this new algorithm change. And that's something that could benefit you too if you put yourself in that position. So this might be hurting big YouTubers, but they could change that. They could change it like that. You know, and if they're not nerds and not SEO experts, that's okay. They have the money. They could hire people. They could hire Tim Schmoyer. They could hire Daryl Eves. They could hire Amy Schmittauer. They could hire me. They could hire Owen Hemsath. They can hire Sami Larduzzi. They could hire any number of YouTube marketers and YouTube SEO people, David Walsh, Gideon Shalwick. You guys know there are like 20 YouTube certified experts out there that are vetted by YouTube to understand these things and have studied the data. The big YouTubers, they have the money. They could afford to outsource this problem if they aren't good at it. In the same way that some of them outsource their editing, or some of them outsource their production, or their press photos, or any number of things. This is a solvable problem for small YouTubers. For the rest of you, you have to do your research and study like I did and figure this out. And I've done some videos to try to help make it easier, and that's why I'm also doing this live stream, to help you understand where the vulnerability is and what you can do to grow. And a primary example of that is Mike Bijou. Mike Bijou is a really cool guy. He does some really fun YouTube content. A lot of it is gaming and nerd based, and he's been a subscriber of mine for a long time. He also did a video about this stuff, and what I want to show you is he's using TubeBuddy also to help him optimize his stuff. If you guys want to use TubeBuddy, go to tubebuddy.com/awesome. Yes, that is my affiliate link. No, they're not sponsoring the live stream. I use them all the time, and Mike uses them, and look at what's happening with his tags. He is crushing it with his tags. He's ranking the top 10 for all of these tags for his video, and look at what happens with the related video stuff. So, you know, anybody that's doing a really successful video about the Hello Neighbor thing in Roblox, he's getting related to, and also his own videos are showing up here in the thing, which helps him, which means it can increase his session watch time, and that can help all of his videos. But look at also these other videos, and these other videos will also benefit from Mike. They will be related videos to Mike, and they will grow in proportion to Mike as well. So you see on the right hand side here that they're these related videos. So this is proof that beyond me, this works, and exactly what I'm talking about. And so that really could matter for you if you're a small YouTuber, and you know, this is somebody who's doing YouTube gaming, and look how it works. So these are his tags. Let's look at the description. You see in the description, he does have stuff that is related to Roblox that would help him here, and is part of, and to the Hello Neighbor thing. And so that matters. And again, it didn't take a lot of effort. But it's still more than what you saw when you go over to the description for Ethan's video. There's nothing here that helps this video. When you go over to the Bertabo video and you go to the description, there's nothing here that helps this video. And yet, when you go over to Mike's video, he's at least got a paragraph and a headline that could help this video, and a title that would help this video. And if you look at his tags are very descriptive. They're multi-word tags. Everything here is like mostly 3 words, and he ranks for it. But look, if he had just tried to do Roblox, that doesn't work. If he just tries to do Roblox, if he just tries to do Hello Neighbor, that doesn't work, because it's really competitive. Because, you know, and it might not be getting searched enough, but it could help him later, because that number could change. But let's look at the Tag Explorer. Look at how much competition there is for that. That's why just using that Hello Neighbor, everyone's trying to do a Hello Neighbor video. So it's very high competition, even though it's high search volume. So that's hurting. But he used more complicated tags here, and that helped them, and that's where he's crushing it, and that's where he's winning, and that's where these views are coming from. And so that really mattered. That really mattered. And that substantially helped him out here. And so even though he's, you know, a small YouTuber, you know, it really did work in his favor. And so that's the answer. The real answer is that, again, it's not the only part of the algorithm. Watch time still matters. All those things still matters. But you clearly see that titles and descriptions and tags, and using a tool like TubeBuddy, go to tubebuddy.com/awesome. These things will help you. I have a link to it in the description of this video. These things will help you. YouTube SEO does matter. The algorithm does want you to have a description, because if YouTube wants to compete with Netflix, and YouTube, make no mistake, does want to compete with Netflix and Amazon and Hulu and everything else that comes along, and HBO Go and all of it. Whenever you go to, if you go to the CW website and you go to watch an episode of Arrow or The Flash right now, in addition to the title, there is a synopsis. A synopsis is what they call in film and television cinema. It is essentially the YouTube description box. It is, what the heck is this thing about, and why does it matter to you, and how does it relate to the rest of the series or the other films, and so on and so forth. And so if you look at what television networks and movies and films and Amazon and Netflix and all these things do, and then you look at what YouTubers do, you see where the disconnect happens. You see why this is important. You see what YouTube wants, and it's not that complicated. And that's just what you can do and what you can control here. You can't always control the other parts of the algorithm. You can't always control how much of your video someone watches before they click away. You can't always control the session time and whether they leave YouTube after they watch your video. You can't always control your cumulative watch time. But what you can control is your titles, descriptions, tags, and thumbnails, and putting something in a playlist and putting a description in that playlist and getting closed captions for your video. If you want to do closed captions cheap, go to rev.com. They are not a sponsor or an affiliate, just rev.com, and get closed captions. $1 for every minute of video to close caption it and automatically sync it up to your YouTube channel. You don't have to upload anything. It's what I use to close caption my videos. And those things all help you. Those things all matter. So go to tubebuddy.com/awesome to get TubeBuddy to help you with your descriptions and tag stuff and for other features, and get rev.com if you want cheap transcriptions and closed captioning or translations to another language. That's affordable. So these are the things that YouTube is looking for. These are the things that are going to help YouTube get more advertisers to come to this platform, so we all make more money, so that if people want to make a living on YouTube, which I don't think you should just make a living on YouTube. I think you should build a brand and or a business. I think that if you are a very popular YouTuber, you need to make a merchandise brand. You need to make a thing for yourself to have appearance fees. You need to write a book. You might need to do a document. Like, I really believe you just need to build a business around anything you're doing as an online person. I want people to stop trying to make it on YouTube, and I want them to make it in the digital world instead, because that's sustainable. YouTubers are quitting left and right because YouTube is clearly not sustainable on its own. I don't think being a Snapchat celebrity is sustainable on its own. You saw what happened to Vine. So I think that when people look at big YouTubers, there's a whole part of the spectrum that they're not missing, that they're not getting, because even big YouTubers, they didn't have to do all this stuff to get successful back in the day, and it's hurting them now in the long term because YouTube is changing and YouTube is evolving. YouTube's going to help more small YouTubers. YouTube wants to be advertiser friendly. More ad money means that more people can come to YouTube, do what they want to do, be themselves, and make a profit and live off of potentially being who they are and saying that that's allowed. And that's amazing. I mean, really think about that. You can actually potentially make a living being who you actually are, even if you've been rejected your whole life by your society. If you've been rejected your whole life and people in your country don't understand you. If you were bullied, or you're a nerd, or you're a geek, or you're LGBT, or whatever your deal is, and you have been said, no, you're not allowed your whole life, YouTube's made a place where you can be allowed and where you can be yourself. And if you don't try to pander to people, pander to popularity and the algorithm, it might take longer, but you can win here, and maybe you can start to build the next phase of your life using this to help you financially to get to another place to where you're spending more time doing what you love. Again, I don't believe in making YouTube a full-time thing. I don't believe that it's a job. I think that it's the beginnings of building a business and building a brand that can transform your life and your situation, and that's how I use it. I use it to elevate my small business. I use it to build my public profile and my personal brand. I make enough money to where I could live comfortably, I guess, off of YouTube. I could probably live more comfortably if I only worried about YouTube, but I'm trying to figure out things I want to do in education and business because that's what I'm passionate about. I want to win there. I want that to be allowed. I want that to be my story. I don't want to win on being a successful YouTuber. I want to win on being an educator and a motivational speaker, and I want to help people live their creative life, and maybe that means I help them be a successful YouTuber. So I think that whatever content you want to make, if you can figure out these things, if you can figure out this YouTube dashboard stuff here that I'm showing you, if you can figure out what it takes to go into your channel and into your video and to figure out, well, what combination of words can I use that will be searched for and that will relate to other videos for channels so that I can be a recommended video for that, so that I can grow with them. Where can I win there? What in my niche are people talking about and having a conversation about? Where can I use Twitter hashtags for research? If you start figuring out those things, and then if you think about what is it that I can say in 3 or 4 lines that helps people understand that this video is worth watching to them, if you do that instead of clickbait, and again, sometimes you gotta do just a little bit of clickbait. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that there wasn't a strategy in me putting PewdiePie in my thumbnail. He is the biggest YouTuber that there is right now. He did just announce that he's gonna shut down his channel after 50 million. That was strategic on my part. That's smart. I make no apologies for it. But I didn't clickbait because I delivered on a video that actually matters to you and is giving you good information. And that's the point. The point is, can you do a video that is worth somebody watching? And how do you help them understand that it's worth watching? And how do you help YouTube figure out through these things? Again, look at how competitive this is. Like, watch this. I mean, this is going to be like really competitive when you think about it for people. Like, it's a high search volume. Oh, I lucked out. It's high search volume but low competition on that one word. But what about the Microsoft Surface Studio? That's probably a little different. Because, again, there's a lot of people, oh, that's good competition there. So, again, it's not always going to be easy, but you have to figure it out. You have to figure out what you can do, and this is why I love TubeBuddy, is that I can do research. I can figure this out. I can figure out what has high search volume and either average or low competition, or I can figure out if maybe I can win on high competition. It will suggest things to me. It will give me those answers. It'll show me what the results are and what the top videos are for the thing that I'm trying to do. And look here, I'm right there. When it's like top results, this is real time. And look, I'm number 4 or 5 or something like that. And I'm competing with Engadget. I have more views than Engadget on a topic. I'm competing with a YouTuber with 1 million subscribers, and I've got half as many views. I've got almost as many views on this as The Verge. And that I'm not anywhere near as big as those people, guys. I'm not, which means that if I'm not as big as someone with 1 million subscribers, but I can compete, and if I can win there, and if I can get attention from my video, then you can use this and you can get attention for your video. You can compete, because look at what these big YouTubers are not even doing. They're getting the views, and that's great and good for them, and they make good videos. They deserve it, but they could probably be getting more, and their loss is your gain. If that's what they're going to do, or if they're not going to do this, if you just outwork them, you can win. You can get attention for your videos, and you can actually have a real shot here at getting a substantial amount of views and attention for your videos and ad revenue for your videos, even if you don't have a ton of subscribers. Because remember, there's somebody here that got 31,000, something a lot of you would love, and they only have 96 subscribers. Do you realize what that probably meant to that person? Do you realize how much that probably, meant to them? So that really makes a difference. And I think that, again, the data is in. The data is in. I'm not pulling your leg. You can't fake this stuff. It's just there. And this is where the algorithm is going. This is where it's changed. You have to focus on suggested videos. You have to focus on YouTube search. You have to think about how your video relates to something else so they can get into the YouTube homepage, so that new people can discover it and new people can subscribe to your channel. So, that's why I wanted to show you guys. That's why I wanted to share with you guys. And again, I think that this all really matters, and I think that this is what's going to help you guys be successful in YouTube, and that's why I wanted to do the live stream today. This is a video that I could never make if I tried to do a regular YouTube video, and this is a part of the algorithm. I still haven't even gone into, I can't in this video cover it, especially with me needing to edit some more stuff and go to sleep at some point and also answer all of your questions. If I was going to cover the YouTube algorithm point by point by point, I think I would have to make a series of 12, 20 to 30 minute videos that aren't live streams, and I'd have to organize it, and it's going to take a while, and I still probably will do that at some point. I just really can't do that kind of video right now where I go through more of the algorithm in depth and break it down and explain it and do it's right now it'd be a lot for me, and I've got a lot of other videos I've got to do. I've got travel coming up. I still have a lot of business stuff I got to do. I just took on 5 new big consulting clients, and I don't want to get behind on anything. So I'm still gonna obviously be putting out my videos on a regular basis, but doing something that involved is just too much for me right now. So that's why I wanted to do this live stream video and show you guys the dashboard, show you guys 2 big YouTubers and what they're not doing, and show you guys another small YouTuber besides me and what they're doing and how their channel's grown. And Mike Bijou, he's a great guy, but he's been using my advice for a while now, and I've been watching his growth. It's been a joy to watch his growth and to see him, go from where he was to going to 180,000 subscribers and climbing. I think he could, I think next year he'll probably get close to 500,000 subscribers. I wouldn't be surprised. And so that's amazing just seeing that happen. And I've seen that happen with other YouTubers as well. I remember last year, a lot of you know a channel, Charisma on Command. They have about 500,000 subscribers. Charisma on Command, I remember last year I was talking to them about this stuff, and they had 30,000 subscribers. They went and they really did a great job with their channel, and they have almost 500,000 subscribers, and last year they had 30,000. No one knew who they were. They came out of nowhere, and they are crushing it in what they do. So I really think that there's a chance for a lot of you to be successful here on YouTube, doing exactly the things that we talked about. And I think there's a real chance for you, and I think this new change in the algorithm is a good thing. I know big YouTubers are crying about it. I know that it's crushing them. YouTube is killing their dreams. Oh no. But there's an opportunity because of this balance for you guys to have a shot at whatever your dreams are and whatever your opportunities might be and whatever your merits are based on your quality of content. And so that's what I want to encourage. So we've gotten through my spiel. That's what I had to say about it. I want to go to your Q&A stuff. I want to look at what's going on here in the comment section, and I want to try and answer a few things. So let's kind of do that. Oh, thank you so much, Blue Guitar Music. Super appreciate that. Yeah, Baracco TV, I think it is awesome that it is starting to favor, you little guys. And I really believe in that, and that's why I make the how-to YouTube series. Like, I have a series of YouTube videos. I've done like 150 videos on how to grow your YouTube channel, specifically so that you guys can use whatever I use to get from 0 to 100,000 to do that yourself. Let's see. Will you post this as a video? Yes, this will take about 1 hour to 2 hours for the video to upload, because YouTube has to process and render this. So 2 hours from now, this will probably be available. So that matters. So Chance has a question. How can you become YouTube certified? Do you have to... Whoop, that's scrolling up. Hang on. How can you become YouTube certified? Do you have to belong to a company? I applied but was rejected, and I really want to become YouTube certified one day. Love analytics. This is a great question, Chance. The YouTube Certified Experts program right now isn't whitelisted. At some time in 2017, when they start really opening that back up again, then everyone won't be auto-rejected, and I'll be applying as well. I've been told that I'm probably going to pass with flying colors. I've been told by a few people that I'm qualified for that, that are YouTube Certified Experts. I won't say more about it than that, but I think that, that matters. Darren Jones asks, great video. Thanks for doing this. Can you tell us what your live stream switcher setup is? It's just OBS, and I just created multiple sources for it in terms of my monitor, my image placeholder that has my thumbnail that has PewdiePie in it, and my webcam. So that's how I'm doing with switching, and that worked out. Callie T asks, my overall view count has been frozen for about 4 days now. And no, it's not the 301 thing, but individually they're still counted, though. What's your take on that? This is, I think, a YouTube glitch because programmatically, YouTube has some junk code in it, and YouTube has some legacy code. I was talking to a good friend of mine. He's an old school YouTuber. Huge YouTuber. I mean, well, not huge. He doesn't have 1 million subscribers, but he's up there. But, I'm not going to name drop, and I also don't want to put his business out there. But what I will say is he has a legacy channel, and we were talking about this over dinner during one of my trips. And there's some bugs for old channels, and there are bugs for new channels, and it's because there's all this code, because this YouTube thing is a decade old, and so there's a lot of code that does wonky things and doesn't interact well sometimes, so it can create those problems. I've even seen my view counts freeze for a little bit, and then they'll catch up at some point. So that matters. Brian Winger says, just want to say thanks for all your videos. Still work on subscribers, but about to reach your 1.5 million view goal overall. Oh, awesome. Congratulations to you on that. Let's see. Masabi says, hey, what do I do when I'm getting traffic but not getting the subs? Keep making videos. Subs will eventually come. That's normal. Sugar Coder says, what was the program that you used to see the number for the tags? So to see the YouTube ranking tags, Sugar Coder, I'm using a tool called TubeBuddy. TubeBuddy.com/awesome is the link. That's in the description. Grab that. But it doesn't just show you the tags. It also can help you optimize your own videos so that you rank better in YouTube search, so you're better for recommended videos, etc. So it's TubeBuddy. Let's see. Somebody asked, will TubeBuddy still be around the next 4 years? Probably. Phil is a genius. He is the CEO. He's good at it, and a lot of people do capitalize on it. The YouTube certified experts capitalize on TubeBuddy and vidIQ and Viduli and Tubular Labs. A lot of big YouTubers are not SEO nerds. A lot of big YouTubers are not data nerds like me. I came from the background of web design and programming and web development. I was a Flash developer before Steve Jobs killed Flash in the Apple ecosystem, and so since it wouldn't work on these things, I just stopped doing it. So I understand programming. I'm not a programmer. I was going to be. But I understand programmatic logic. My brain thinks in the way that a YouTube engineer's brain thinks, and I can anticipate things, and I use that to my advantage, and then I, without dumbing it down, try to teach you guys how this all works. So I do that. And so TubeBuddy is doing very profitable. I promote them all the time. They're doing very well, and they will be around, and keep taking advantage of them. MathPie Hannah says, how do videos rank now with the new algorithm? That was the whole live stream. You need to watch the replay when it's up in about 2 hours, because after I shut this down, YouTube will have to process it. Common Mind Tactiles. Derek, how are you? Think daily videos will really hurt potential view velocity. I'm thinking of moving from 5 videos a week to 3 videos a week with 2 days in between each video. Derek, I actually think the opposite. I actually think, especially watching what's happening with Gary, I think that, and what's happening even with me, I think actually don't go the route that I'm getting ready to go, because the route I'm getting ready to go is an experiment, and it's also insanity, and it's actually not sustainable for anybody that isn't about to do what I'm about to do for the most part. In 2017, not right away, but with the help of the team that I'm going to build, because in 2017, I will no longer be a solo creator. I will be building a team because of Create Awesome Media and because of the move to Atlanta for the business. I will be trying to do 2 videos a day, probably Monday through Friday, or at least 2 videos a day, 3 to 4 days out of the week, because I'm convinced that I can break and beat view velocity by releasing more videos, and because if it's the 24 to 48 hour period for view velocity, I can hack the crap out of that, in my opinion, by releasing more content in that time, because if one of them hits, I can break that, I can break through the view velocity, because it means, well, if one of your videos of the 4 in the last 48 hours did very well, then it doesn't hurt me on the negative. So I have more shots. So the more shots you take, the better a chance you have. So in my opinion, the more videos you release in a 48-hour period based on data and based on view velocity, I think you can actually cheat that. I think you can cheat the view velocity curse with more content and not less. I really believe that in my heart of hearts. And I think the data kind of supports that. And so I'm trying to experiment with that. Hamachi Productions asks, how long did it take you to grow? I've been on YouTube for a while, but here's the thing. People like give me crap because they look at the fact that my channel is 6 years old. I wasn't doing crap with my channel 6 years ago. I made a video like twice a year. I didn't start doing YouTube in a serious fashion as an educator until 2013. I would say July 2013, because that's when I made an effort to say at least once a week I'll put up a video. At some point, I think a year or so later, I went to trying to do daily content, and I'm hit or miss on that. 9 times out of 10, I get it right. Out of 30 days, I probably produced 25 videos in a 30-day period. So, and that mostly comes down to I shoot a lot of content. It's the editing, and I edit really efficiently, but I run a full-time business. I don't do YouTube full-time. I could make full-time living money off of YouTube, and I do, but I make more money. Well, it depends on the month. But I make more money on my consulting because I charge thousands of dollars for consulting, and it does very well for me when I get a client to do a consulting package. So when I can do that and do a few grand, I want to focus on that more than on YouTube stuff. Or when I do public speaking and I get upfront money for that, I want to focus. So like I've been doing this for about, what, 3.5? It took 3.5 years to get to 170,000 subscribers. That's what I would say about it. It took 1 year to get to 10,000. It took 2 years to get to what, 20,000, like, what, no, wait, I just lost my place. It took 1 year to get to 10,000, it took 2 years to get to, like, 70,000, and then, before my 3-year anniversary, we hit 100,000, and then, like, in the last 12 months, I added 100,000, because I had 70,000 in January of this year, and we're just about to hit 170,000 now. So I did 100,000 new subscribers in the last 12 months. So growth is relative, and growth stacks, and I'd say more videos contribute to growth. I'd say that matters. Is there a relation, like I'm Pacific Axe, is there a relation between your channel growth and how much you try to improve over time? Yes. A combination of it is strategy-wise. Oh, I'll tell you guys, like, all right, so I'll answer this question by revealing my secret strategy. My secret strategy is a micro strategy that no one in YouTube wants to do. I figured it out because I figured out it would work for me and no one wants to do. And I think that there are a few people in the education space that do this, and people like, well, I won't name names because I don't want to speak for them. But what I will say that I did was I make videos for people that no one will make videos for. And what'll happen is I'll get beat up by YouTubers about my view count. What'll happen as a result, though, is that I will get more loyalty from those subscribers because I made a video for them that no one else made for them, because nobody cared about them enough to make a video that addresses what they want. And so now I have that loyalty. I don't need them to watch every video. I've spent the last 800-something videos making videos for, like, that one person who ends up happening to be like 500 or 300 people, and so then I get exponential growth, but my views don't reflect that. And what happens is there will be a point where I turn the corner and balance that out to where instead of mostly doing, and it'll probably be once I hit 1,000 videos instead of, I'm at like 860 or 70 videos right now. Once I hit 1,000 videos, which won't take long, I'll be turning the corner on the content strategy where I will still make videos for an underserved audience, but then I will pair that and put that with also community content that the far majority of my subscribers would watch, and also with a strategy that brings me more mainstream awareness from the mainstream YouTube community. And so then that will have a really interesting effect because that's part of a thesis that I've worked out. So it's a really, it's a thing. But by making videos for the people that no one makes videos for, I get subscribers more than I get views off of that. Meaning that that's why I get 10,000 on average new subscribers a month. It's why I got 15,000 new subscribers this month, is because I don't need every one of my videos to hit it out of the park. I have enough videos that have hit it out of the park. And it's also why my view count seems so low, is because my viewers can't catch up with all the 850 videos that I've done. I'm getting so many new people into my ecosystem that they couldn't watch all of my content if they wanted to. So that's the weird thing that I'm doing, and it is weird. but I'm not hurting for money for doing it, and I'm not hurting for subscribers for doing it, and it's working for me, and it's getting me exactly the people that I want to bring into my community, and it's also helping me build the business relationships that I want. So I just revealed my secret strategy early because I was going to do a video about it, and I will, but that is the way that I'm doing it. I'm trying to serve people with my content rather than be served by getting views that make me look good in YouTube land. So that's how I'm doing it. How do you get a video suggested on another video? I got lucky with one of my videos and it got 3,000 views because it was suggested by another YouTuber's video. I'd like to replicate that, says Tom Sawyer. So Tom Sawyer, the way that you replicate that is you have to understand what your audience and what your niche is, and then you have to understand what the other videos around your topics are, and then you have to probably look at their videos. You probably have to look at their videos, look at their titles, look at their descriptions, look at their tags, and without being spammy or clickbaity or without copying them, you have to figure out how your video relates to that topic. Me and Tim Schmoyer, who's a YouTube certified expert, he's another person here, video creators that talks about YouTube topics. Me, him, and Daryl make videos that are related to each other's topics all the time, and then we all benefit from it. So we look at each other's content and we make videos that actually are related to each other's stuff. And so that's part of how we do it. Let's Talk More Delicious asks, Roberto, here's a question that never gets asked. Do you think that there's an algorithm, quote unquote, that measures long-term commitment, i.e. an algorithm that sees helps YouTubers that have been YouTubing longer than 1+ years? I don't think that there is, but I think there is a part of the algorithm that looks at upload frequency, which looks at whether you're consistent or not, and then I think that it also measures whether you're consistent in the type of content that you do, and I think that that can help. So I really believe that. I 110% believe that. So that is what I think happens. Great question. Master Cosgrove asks, Roberto, do you think being about to provide translations of second or third languages is important? I can speak Chinese, Korean, and English. This is a tremendous question. I think that the answer is that it depends entirely on your audience, and I think that it depends entirely on where your viewership actually is. It turns out that 40 to 50% of my audience is international, and that's why I started to focus on closed captions so that they at least could either, as English reading people, maybe benefit from my videos more if they couldn't understand me or I was speaking too fast for them. And it means that if someone in my audience wants to translate that, then it can help, and some people have done that. Some people have translated it to French and German and Spanish, and so I think it can help. I wouldn't guarantee it, and I wouldn't say that, oh yes, absolutely, but like I think it depends entirely on your audience. I think it depends on the community around it. I think it depends on what percentage of your audience speaks that language. So I think it's a good question, but the reality is I don't have a concrete answer, and I'm not sure there is one. Someone asked, how do you get your first 100 subscribers? Reference my video on how to grow a channel from 0 subscribers. Also reference my video on how to get your first 100 subscribers. 400,000 plus people have watched that, and I think it's helped them. So that matters. Let me see if I can find some more questions here. Let's see. Does this mean smaller YouTubers have a chance to get noticed, says Ninja Kuma? Yes, it absolutely does mean that smaller YouTubers have a chance to get noticed, and I think they will if they use these things, and I think a lot of the small YouTubers who watch my content actually have benefited from it. Again, people like Mike Bijou have benefited from it as small YouTubers, and certainly other people have as well. And again, I'm spacing on names because it's like midnight over here, but that matters. Let's see. Epic Comicast says, everyone's losing their minds about this algorithm, but really will give small YouTube channels a chance to compete. I 100% agree with that. That's what I was saying. Blue Guitar Music says, is there an algorithm for the type of content you upload? Do you recommend posting different types of content, speed drawing on Monday and a music cover on Friday, or similar things? This is a great question. It depends on your strategy, what you're trying to do, and how you're positioning for it. Just remember, I do graphic design videos on Monday. I do tech videos on Tuesday. I do camera, filmmaking, video editing, photography type stuff on Wednesdays. I do software tutorial stuff on Thursdays. Fridays is when I do YouTuber stuff. Saturdays is social media small business. And Sundays are vlogs and random real world adventures and whatever I want to post. I am not consistent 7 days throughout the week, except for the fact that I'm consistent in the variation of it, meaning that I have a Monday show, a Tuesday show that's different, a Wednesday show that's different, a Thursday show that's different, a Friday show that's different, a Saturday show that's different, and a Sunday show that's different. Like TV. The YouTube algorithm helps me on this and it hurts me on this because if I had a niche specific channel, if I was just a Pokemon channel, if I was a PokeTuber, it would be easier for me to have a better view to subscriber ratio. It would be easier for me to predict what descriptions, titles, and tags. I could probably, if I decide to be a PokeTuber, I could probably spend 2 years at it and be a 1 million+ subscribed YouTube channel. I almost guarantee you I could do that. As long as I did daily content those whole 2 years. I could probably do that. And I won't do that because that's not what I want on my tombstone. Okay? That's not what I want to be known for. That's not what I care about. I don't care about a gold play button in that way. So, I don't do that. I want to do the content that I want to do. I don't want to pander to what's popular in YouTube. I use the algorithm as a tool. I'm not a slave to the algorithm. I'm not a slave to what YouTube. If YouTube wants to punish a video, I will let YouTube punish a video. I don't care. I posted a video of just this last week of my trip to the Georgia Aquarium, which is no talking head. It is all cinematography so that I could prove to all of you guys that I'm a really good editor in Adobe Premiere Pro beyond just jump cuts and talking head stuff. I did a video that also allowed me to take the music of my friend James Sewell, who is an amazing composer, and to promote his SoundCloud channel, and I used him as the background track. And I also wanted to really show people, because environmental stuff is really important to me, and I was like really moving to hear about the rescues and to go to the Georgia Aquarium. I did a video I wanted to do. And I did a video that had completely different goals that I knew nobody in my community, for the most part, except people who were really loyal fans, were going to watch. And here's what happened. It did the other thing I secretly wanted to do. It got the attention of the Georgia Aquarium. The Georgia Aquarium retweeted it. The Georgia Aquarium commented on the video directly. And so, if I want to build a relationship with the Georgia Aquarium as I move to Atlanta, I have a great conversation piece for managing their YouTube channel and getting them as a client. I make the videos that I want to make. The algorithm be damned. And that's like probably the first time you guys have ever heard me curse on YouTube, because I don't. But I had to in that particular case because I had to make a point that there was no other way to make. So that's what my recommendation is for all of you, is to make objectively good content that is determined by your goals beyond and outside of YouTube of what you're trying to accomplish. I don't know that we'll see more clickbait. I think we'll see more clickbait as a response to this algorithm change, and guess what? It won't help. It won't help and it won't work, and that will matter. So Eric, I think you were right. Initially we'll see more clickbait, and then we won't. And maybe this video helps with that, because again, I proved it. I showed you guys the data. So yeah. Roman Castro Vlog says, question, is it worth going back through old videos and doing proper tagging and descriptions? Sorry for double posting. It's absolutely worth it, because I actually did that a while back on some videos, and they got new life breathed back into them. And actually the video that in the last 30 days that I made 6 months ago, I updated the tags on that a month after I did it, and I don't think it would have been as successful today if I hadn't done that. In fact, even 3 months ago, I think I tweaked it even more, just a little bit. So I go back and I tweak tags and things all the time, and that matters. So I think that really can make a difference. especially if a new related video happens and it takes off and you're now able to relate to that video. Now you can benefit from that video, whereas if you never updated, you might never get any benefit from that related video. So that would actually, yes, it would help you. Going back and updating the old videos with proper tagging could really help you, because now if you're related to something and that topic's trending again, boom, you're right in there, and that can help you. So yeah, Roman Castro vlog, I would do that. Michaela's Japanese Life says, is it important to make longer videos? Does the algorithm favor longer videos? Oh, I'm going to show you guys something that, okay, so to answer that question, I will show you guys something here in YouTube that I don't think most people ever see. So, hang on a second. If you really start to want to understand the YouTube algorithm, here's something that would help. If you go and you click YouTube filters, this would help you understand what YouTube is thinking. So look at all of these things, right? Let's zoom in here if we can. I don't know that it'll, nope, zooming in here is, oh, it does make it a little bigger. Okay. All right, so look at these things. Upload date, hour, day, week, month, year. Type, video, channel, playlist, movie, show. Duration, less than 4 minutes, longer than 20 minutes. Features, 4K, HD, subtitles and closed captions, Creative Commons, 3D, live, purchased, 360. Relevance, upload date, view count, rating. If you want to understand the YouTube algorithm, this is a really healthy place to start. When I do videos, I think about this as a checklist. I think about how many people can I get to watch this in the first hour? How many people can I get to watch this in the first day, first 48 hours, first week? How many views did this do this month? And is this video still good a year from now? That is how I think. Then I think about optimizing an individual video, the channel, the playlist that's in, putting it in multiple playlists, and I think about my content is always going to probably be greater than 4 minutes, but maybe less than 20 minutes, except when it's not. And then I have a specific strategy, and this is me. I have a specific strategy to where I'm really figuring out a strategy next year where out of all the videos that I'm going to make, I have a strategy, and this is me because, again, I'm insane, and I also need data for my clients because as a business person, I need to know. I'm trying to make 100 videos that are under 4 minutes. Some of this will come down to outsourcing. I'm going to make 100 videos that are under 4 minutes, and I'm going to make 100 videos that are under 20 minutes, and I'm going to have really good data to be able to look at and to be able to walk back to people, and I'm going to be able to charge them a lot more for consulting by having that case study, because who has that? Nobody. So I'm going to have that. I want to try to do 50 to 100 videos in 4K. That's why the investments in certain camera gear matter, so that I can have an advantage when YouTube starts promoting more 4K video, which they already are secretly doing. I will have an advantage of an inventory of 4K video for the people who want to do that and for the people who have 4K televisions and monitors. I will have an advantage when that becomes mainstream by going there as early as I can and putting as much content in 4K as I can. And the people who care about that usually watch tech videos, so I'm trying to get to a place where more of my tech videos can be 4K videos. So I again, secret strategy. I'm trying to make sure, aside from these long videos and live streams because of how expensive it is, I'm trying to make sure everything is closed captioned. So that matters. If I ever can find a program that can one-click translate all of my closed captions to other languages, I'll then pay somebody to do all of that, and we'll translate it to the 5 most popular languages in YouTube globally, and I will try and hack that. So that's my plan. I plan, once I get my drone, to release a bunch of free drone footage and make it Creative Commons in YouTube so that I can win there, and also so I have the case study and the data. And I'm also going to try to use it to grow my email list by having people use email as a gateway for getting the free footage once they've seen it in YouTube, to sample it and say, oh, I want that footage. Okay, give me your email address, and then I can grow my email list and I can market to them. So that's a business decision. So I analyze all of these things, and I build a very complex metagame strategy that I'm revealing to you here around looking at these because, again, I'm a data nerd. None of the big YouTubers that you're watching with 1 million subscribers are that kind of data nerd, and they don't need to be. They're talented people who are great at video and lighting and cinematography. They're funny. I'm not funny. And they're good at different skills. But I just play to my strengths, and I stay very much in my lane, and that matters. And so this is me staying in my lane, is knowing this stuff and doing that, and then showing you guys that. So that's how I do it. Phoenix Exis asks, I have a question. As a first-time beginning doing YouTube, what are the top best YouTube equipment you need? Go to robertoblake.com/YouTube setup. That's the gear I used when I got started. I still use most of that, and it's very affordable. So that. And those Amazon links help the channel. Let's see. What else? There's other questions here. I'm trying to just go back for some of these questions. CJD Vlog says, so my channel has 73 subscribers and 20 views per video. What do you think I should focus on? Make more content. Do SEO when you can. Make as much content as you can that's good and that you like, and don't stress out about it, and just be patient. More than anything, just be patient. Common Cocktail says that Let's Plays, reactions, parodies are the ones with the least amount of session ends, exit bounces, and the most watch time. Yes, I agree with that, Common Man Cocktails, but what I want to encourage people to do is I want people to change the culture of YouTube. I want people to stop feeling like they have to be slaves to what's popular in YouTube, and to make the videos that they care about, and just care about whoever likes those videos, and call it a day. And because again, my entire success in YouTube is predicated on playing to my strengths. I'm good at Photoshop because I had a career as a graphic designer doing billboards and advertisements in New York. I got stuff that was in Times Square through the agency, and I did that, and I had some of my work in magazines. I play to my strengths. That's why I'm good at thumbnails. I was a web designer. That's why I'm good at SEO, and I know the programmatic nerd stuff. And I was a marketer. I was managing a marketing budget, and I was a Google AdWords certified expert for ad buying. So I've been on the other side. So that's why I know how YouTube monetization works, is because I was on the other side having to buy ads for the company that I worked at, and then as a consultant doing it for clients. And so I'm on the other side. I play all sides, and so I have the big picture. Whereas some people, I just make good content that I want people to watch. Why aren't they watching? I play all sides. That's why I play devil's advocate. That's why I defend YouTube so much, because I'm a business person. I'm running a business. I'm building a company. So I respect a business decision, even if I don't agree with it, or even if it hurts me. I have to look at it objectively and not be sensitive to it, and say, okay, well, what's the truth here objectively, and why does this matter? And that's what I've tried to do with you guys, and it's why I presented you with the data. It's why I showed you my data. I showed you what I could find from Mike Bijou. I showed you what I could find from PewdiePie. I showed you what I could find from Ethan from H3H3. And, you know, that's why I showed you guys straight up what the data is. And I showed you why some big YouTubers are hurting, but I showed you where the opportunity for you is to grow as a small YouTuber and to benefit from these changes the same way that I have and the same way that Mike did. So, you know, that's why. Diego Els asks, can you tell what kind of videos you made for people, what you said that no one would do? It's whenever I make a how-to video that's very specific, that I know not a lot of people will care about, which basically is every video on my channel. Ninja Kuma asks, 1 hour video watched for 50 minutes versus 2 hour video watched for 60 minutes, which is better? The 2 hour video watched for 60 minutes is better. Watch time is king. More watch time is more. It's that simple. Retention rates matter, but they matter less than watch time. Yep. Fina XSX, I have another question as a first-time user. How many subscribers do you need to make it in YouTube, and how to set up the YouTube account? There is no making it in YouTube. It's not a popular thing to say. YouTube's not a job. It's not a career. It can be a business, and it can be a very lucrative paid hobby, but you don't get a W-2 from it, so it's not technically a job. You don't work for YouTube. You don't work for Google. So that matters, and so I don't believe in that. There are YouTubers who make a substantial living from YouTube, but the danger of that is what happens when their account gets banned, if their account gets banned, or what happens if their account gets compromised. They're in trouble because they are a YouTuber and they didn't build anything else. They didn't have any other revenue, and they don't have any other identity. There are some YouTubers you watch. If they're not on YouTube, what's their identity then? Who are they? That's a problem that I don't like, and so I won't tell you, quote-unquote, how to make it on YouTube because I don't believe in it. I just don't believe in it. I believe you can make thousands of dollars a month on YouTube because I make thousands of dollars a month on YouTube. That's not the same thing as making a living off of YouTube. I make thousands of dollars in consulting. I do public speaking. I do paid writing. I do a lot of things for my business. YouTube is a substantial part of it. It is a big part of my brand. And at the same time, it's not make or break. It is the difference between being very comfortable versus being somewhat comfortable. There are other people for whom if this goes away, that's it for them. The same thing with Twitch. The same thing with Snapchat, the same thing with Instagram, and thus I don't believe in taking that road, and I don't encourage that, and I won't encourage that. And so I don't believe in making it on YouTube. I believe you can make it in the digital world, and I believe you can make it in the real world. I don't believe in making it on any one platform. Even if people have done it, they're anomalies, they're unicorns. It's not something that can be replicated by the far majority of people. But what can be replicated by the far majority of people is building a brand, building a business, building something on your trade skills. That's real, and that's sustainable, and that's practical, and it can still be something you're passionate about. I believe in that. So, that matters. I don't curse on YouTube because I wouldn't curse in front of my goddaughter, and children are on the platform, and I'm respectful of that because I was raised well. And yeah, that's condescending to anybody who whatever, so I don't care. Because again, I don't pander to people. I don't get on YouTube to be liked. So yeah. Answer AR, do you remember your first subscriber's name? Nope. I don't remember when I got my first 1,000 subscribers because I never paid attention to my subscriber count. I literally didn't pay attention to my subscriber count until after 5,000 subscribers because all I've ever paid attention to is criticizing my editing, my lighting, my sound, my speech patterns, my on-camera performance. All I've done is criticize myself as a producer and editor and director and on-screen presence and not giving a crap about the subscriber review counts. Because that's who I am, because I'm a nerd in that way. I'm a nerd, so I'm used to the rejection of the mainstream. Everything I did was rejected, and 10 years later it won, because now comic books and anime and video games actually matter to people. And I was doing it before it was popular, so I just accepted that, well, if it comes to being liked or mainstream, I expect to lose there, and I just, okay, fine. But the people who do like me and do love me, I like cling on to them for like dear life, and I'm like, thank you. But at the same time, I'm not beholden to the applause. I'm beholden to the objective of whether this is actually good on its merits. I really believe so much in hard work and meritocracy. I really believe that, like, I just need my audio to suck less. I just need my color grading to be on point. I believe more in that then I believe in, oh great, I got a 500,000 or 250,000 views on this thing. So that matters to me. But again, that's me. And King Flip, I agree. Most people are trying to replicate luck. So, Astro Gamer asks, sorry for repeating, but if you have a $200 budget, what can you get? You can get the Logitech C920 webcam that I'm using right now. It's actually pretty good, and that's about $70. And you could get the microphone that I'm using, which is the Audio-Technica ATR 2100. That's about $60 or $70. And then you have a little bit of money left over for whatever. So that's what you could get. That's what you could get. Norby45X, do you have any tips on speaking well and normally on camera? I would say just do it the way that you talk to a friend. Oh, here's a good question. It was about view velocity. Hang on, I want to find it. Oh, so McCann Dogs ask, Roberto, does scheduling your videos hurt your view velocity? Not if you schedule them and set them to private. If you set your videos to unlisted, it will hurt your view velocity because the timing will start from the unlisted video. A primary example of that would be, I think I did that on this video. Hang on, I want to look at it in the analytics. Did I do that on this video or did I do it on another video? Hang on a second. Let me, did I? I think that I did that on this video, that I made it unlisted and scheduled it to go live, and because I did that and it wasn't private first, I think that that's why it starts there and then it spikes the next day to that. So I think that if you get the timing horrible, that's why I say, and Matt Gillen backed this up in his session panel, set the video that you're going to schedule to private, and then release it. That's how you should do it, because if it's unlisted and then you schedule it, the counter started from the time it was unlisted. The exception there is you have to do it when it comes to a sponsored video because they have to review it for approval, so that's going to hurt you on that one. So I hope that answered that question. I am Peter Cole asks, are there any places to learn about SEO, like what to research and how to really know? My channel, Sunny Lenarduzzi's channel. She also has a program called YouTube for Bosses. You'd have to buy into that program, and it's like a training course. Sean Canal from Video Influencers has YouTube Ranking Academy, and you could join that, and he can teach you that there. But also myself, Tim Schmoyer, and Daryl Eves have done dozens of videos on it for free, so there is that as well. Jan Brand says, you're cool and patient, you love to talk. Here's the thing, I actually don't. The thing is, I don't love to talk, and I don't love to hear myself talk. The actual truth of that is that because of I grew up with severe anxiety. I grew up like when I would get anxious and overwhelmed, I'd have to breathe into a paper bag and I would hyperventilate. I didn't like social situations sometimes. I was really awkward, but at the same time I was desperate to have friends. So it was really weird because I was creating a situation for myself where I was going to lose based on my anxiety and my health. And at the same time, I would get really depressed by not having the interaction or the affection or the attention. So it was a really weird thing. And I dealt with that most of my life. And then with public speaking, when I was in high school, I dreaded public speaking. I hated that and I hated having to give presentations in front of the class, and I always felt like I was going to be made fun of, or that I was going to trip over my words, or I was going to say something stupid, and so I had panic attacks around that for the longest time. And I pivoted around all of that in my 20s, and I got comfortable with it, and I learned get very good at it and to get comfortable in my own skin. It wasn't all at once, and a lot of it came from my corporate job and the successes I had there, being able to go into a meeting with the agency for HBO and being able to pitch and get people to laugh and get people to believe in my ideas. And I was better at the pitch team and at the meetings than I was even at the creative, and that gave me a lot more confidence. And then last year I started public speaking. I'd never done public speaking on stage. I hadn't done Toastmasters or any of that stuff, and I found out that I loved knowing I loved knowing that I could get people excited about creativity and about learning and about challenging themselves and about being honest with themselves and about pursuing their art and their passion in design and photography and video. And that enthusiasm made me excited and enthusiastic. And so I've done 20 public speaking gigs since last year, and I've really learned to love it, and the stage is now my playground. And so it's not that I love talking. I really don't. I hate the sound of my own voice when I'm editing. It's not like I've fully recovered from all of my self-esteem issues. As somebody that actually, I'm an outgoing introvert. I'm still an introvert. I still am not 1,000% delivered from anxiety, but I counter the thing that I'm afraid of by diving in head first. I have a terrifying fear of heights, and I love flying now. I have a paralyzing fear of heights, and I love roller coasters, and I love climbing. And so my fears and my neuroses and the things I don't like about myself are all balanced against things that I love doing. And so I've learned, and I think YouTube's even helped me with that, by being here and finding a place here and finding a community here and finding some acceptance has helped encourage me. I don't depend on it, but I won't say it hasn't helped my growth as a human being. I think that it helped me to get even more comfortable and confident in what I know and what I do and being in my own skin. And it's a place where what I want to do was allowed. And I think that that's something a lot of people are searching for. It's something that I talk about in my live streams and in my vlogs. I talk about inspiration or about how I overcame depression and suicidal thoughts and all those things. It's because people need to be allowed. A lot of people criticize the phrase safe space, and I kind of want to punch them in the mouth for that, because it's like, how dare they? Because those people who criticize it haven't thought about what if who they were had a big no on it. What if who they were was said, that's not allowed. Your entire identity wasn't allowed. That is a situation that so many people find themselves in every day. But platforms like YouTube and Facebook and the internet and these things that connect us let us find people who will say yes to us and to who we are and to what we want to do, and to say it is allowed. And I think that that matters, and it's why I defend YouTube, because I never want to see something like this go away, because it has changed millions of lives for the better. People are healthier and happier because of it, and I think that it's taken for granted, and it's why when people whine about changes, the platform is evolving so it can survive. It can't stay the way that you want it to be if it's going to have a future, and it needs to have a future because that future matters to people beyond money and beyond views and vanity and fame. It actually has the chance to affect their lives. And I think that sometimes a lot of big YouTubers forget that, and they forget where they were before this platform existed. I had a career in the corporate world before I ever came to this platform, before this platform existed, but that corporate career, for all of some of the benefits and powers that it gave me, also created the scenarios for my worst anxiety, my worst depression, and it had me, again, attempting suicide, and I wasn't happy. And when I left the corporate world to become an entrepreneur, before fully embracing even the YouTube platform as an entrepreneur, entrepreneurship and the freedom to do stuff on my own terms and to get a yes to what I wanted was what saved me. It means I was in a situation where I could control the outcomes of my life. And so I know I went on this weird tangent here, but it's why YouTube matters to me. It's why I care about it. And it's like, you know, and again, this all came from, oh, you love to talk. It's like, no, I really don't. But I am passionate about this, and I love to teach. I love to teach people. I love to motivate people. And I love to have a platform where that might matter. So let's answer a few more questions, and then I can call it a night. That got serious really quickly. How do you manage time to be a YouTuber, and what time do you usually get money from YouTube? That's two separate questions. Niha Lay. I shoot 10 videos back to back, and so if I wanted to do a month's worth of content, I can do a month's worth of content in 3 days, edit it in another 2 days, set it and forget it. And so a month's worth of content to have 30 videos released back to back to back to back, I can do that in 3 or 4 days, and it won't be 8-hour days to do it either, which means that I could spend 10 to 12 hours and produce an entire month of YouTube videos. And that's how I roll. That's what I do. That's my process. Making money is relative to views and to ad revenue and to what ads are doing that month based on the auction, which is based on business budgets, which is a much larger conversation than what we have time for about how the corporate world works. So that's the answer. How long did it take to get from hitting 100K to be able to claim your play button? Sorry for double posting. Highlight Warehouse, it takes 6 weeks for them to process everything and then shipping. So there's no real answer to that. I think it took 2 months, give or take. Byron Sueno asks, do you think that someone getting into doing fitness style content would need to do anything specific other than the usual titles, taggings correctly, and good content? It's very difficult to get any traffic. I would say that you would need a specific content strategy as well that differentiates with you. Most people don't know what makes their channel different, which means that when someone does a Let's Play channel, they can copy everything they want and copy PewDiePie, and it won't work because they have nothing that says what their thing is different and why it matters. You could just watch PewDiePie. He's the biggest YouTube, so why not? Or you could watch Markiplier. Why not? Why would you watch the small channel? You have to offer something different. You have to stand out. You have to have something, whether it's the presentation style, whether it's your thumbnails, whether it's a strategy with the content, whether it's a marketing tactic. You have to have something unique about you. eBay affiliate recommended. Yeah, eBay and Amazon are good places to make money. I make more money on Amazon, but I also don't push eBay as much, but I think there's more opportunity in Amazon, so that. And I make a couple grand there. Let's see. How do you get sponsored? Anime Guy 23 asks. Watch my video series on how to get sponsored on YouTube. Jimmy, a geek, asks, Robert, please answer. What about uploading 100 videos per day? Will it affect the views because I had recorded over 1,000 videos and did not want to upload? Most are programming, questions, and tech videos. Don't upload 100 videos in a day. That's not a good idea. Have a strategy for incremental releases. Consider releasing 1 to 3 videos a day, only if they're optimized. Have a marketing strategy behind that. Put some marketing automation behind that. Use things like Buffer or Hootsuite. And again, 3 videos a day, every day for a year to get those 1,000 videos out, and just do it that way. Have a marketing strategy, have a content strategy, have a strategy for getting people to your email list, have a business strategy for converting that to clients, all of the things. Let's see. Trendy GX, yes, they changed the algorithm. You'll have to watch the replay. The replay will be available in 2 hours because it'll take YouTube that long to process it and to upload it. Let's see. Red Rocket TV, a good friend of mine, asked, what are some tags to participate in besides new YouTuber tag? Great question. You'd have to look at for YouTuber tag videos, or you'd have to make one of your own, and then I would probably do that. The Qualk Show asks, suggestion for live stream channels to work the algorithm. Make sure that you're optimizing your videos after the fact, and make sure you're using the advanced settings so that you can do certain things there and have really good descriptions. I would definitely recommend that. That could really matter to you. Question from Victoria K. When are you planning to do that big 12-part series, 20 minutes to 30-minute videos around the algorithm? Not 100% sure. Not 100% sure when that's going to happen. Let's see. Yeah, for live streamers, descriptions and titles. Consider also using and taking advantage of Twitter. Schedule your live streams and promote them in advance. That's my answer to live streamers is you have to disproportionately use marketing strategy. It's something we didn't cover in this live stream. I'll probably cover it at other points, but I've covered it in my recorded YouTube videos. I have a YouTube playlist with about 150 videos around advice just on YouTube topics that are about YouTube. But then I also have all these videos on marketing too. I have like 50, 60 marketing videos, and I have like 100 videos around camera stuff so you can make better videos. So I have a ton of stuff here, and then the graphic design videos would help you design better thumbnails. So again, everything on my channel is probably useful to you on some level, but I know people don't want to hunt through the 180 something videos, but it's all there, and I have playlists that organize everything, and a lot of it could help you guys. So, you know, my big answer is marketing, 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 marketing. Roberto, Eric Rossi asks, this could help some people. Are links still relevant in descriptions anymore? They are dependent on your goals. They can, in my experience, help you with related videos just a little bit, but annotations help more. And so the answer is it depends on what you want to do. Links help me. They help me make money. So I think that matters because I think money is important because we all kind of need that. So, yeah. So, you know, that's what I would say about this. Zach Ryan asked, important question. What do you think is important? Trending topics or content you like? Because I believe there's a different great content and right content. It's an interesting question. I would say it's a balance of both. I occasionally do videos and things that I know will get potentially a lot of views, like the Microsoft Surface video, which, again, I'll show you that again. I mean, I didn't think it'd get this many views and stuff like that, but I did know that the Microsoft Surface hands-on review would get a crap ton of views, and I know that if I release my video that I've done that I could schedule for this Tuesday on the top five features that I like about the Microsoft Surface Studio, I know that video could also do very well. And so I will do videos like that up until the release of the Microsoft Surface because I got to get hands-on with it, so I got footage. So, yeah. But am I going to focus on that for all the Tech Tuesday videos? No. I'm going to also review all the tech that I bought and the stuff people sent to me and the things that I like and the topics that I want to do for Tuesdays, for Tech Tuesday. So I'm going to do content I want. And on sometimes I'll do content that I know will get views. It's like one for them, one for me, or something like that. It's Scorsese. It's like, but again, I want people to make content that's good and that they like and stop trying to be a slave to the algorithm or the YouTube trending page. I mean, just stop. Just embrace what you're crazy, stupid, excited about, as Hank Green would say, and embrace the people that are crazy, stupid, excited about like you, and take it or leave it and call it a day. And again, that's my current strategy. That's what I do. I don't worry about it. I don't worry about it. And hey, not worrying about it, not obsessing over my viewer subscriber count got me to almost 200,000 subscribers this year. Next year, I'm on track to double the current subscribership that I have now, which puts me at like 300,000 next year, this time next year. Maybe more if something else happens, or from being interviewed on podcast, or from speaking, maybe more stuff happens, or maybe when I release my book next year, it's a motivational / business book that will help people overcome the things that I've overcome. Like, maybe that does something for my profile. Maybe I get on an interview show or something like that, or a morning show, and maybe that blows the channel up more. I don't know. But the point is, no matter, I guarantee you that if I ever get to 1 million subscribers, there's still going to be videos of mine that only get 5,000 views, and I don't care. I don't, because I don't care about being a YouTuber. I care about being a part of the YouTube community, but I don't care about what success looks like as being a YouTuber. I want to be successful as a human being. I want to be successful by my definition and by my terms. I don't care how anyone else is rating my success. If they want to tell me about why I'm not successful, they can come do it to my face and see what happens to them. Hey, just saying. I know that's a little raw, but like, that's just real. So, I mean, I do things that I want to do, and then I make them work for me, and that's what I do. And I don't get bummed out about what other people want. I just don't. Life's too short for that nonsense. I can't do it. So, I mean, that might not be the answer you want or were looking for. I don't know. Yeah, in other words, do you. Yeah. All right, so I think I'm just gonna answer this like one more question, and then we're gonna call it a night, guys, because I'm super tired, and we've been live streaming for like over 2 hours now, and I only meant to do this for like an hour and mostly show you guys the stuff that I talked about. But before, like, I'm gonna answer one more question, then we're gonna recap, and then I'm gonna say goodnight to you guys. So the question is, Bernice of the Rockies, does using the same tags and similar titles and descriptions of a ranking video help a 0 subscriber channel rank on that video and get recommended, or is it unethical? Have a positive day. Thank you so much, Bernice. It depends, because if I show you a channel that did that, it wasn't unethical. But if I show you the stuff related to my video for the Microsoft Surface hands-on review, and I guarantee you that this person got views off of a recommended video from my video. Their video was the Microsoft Surface Studio hands-on review. Is it better than the Apple MacBook Pro? That's a different title than what mine is. It's mostly the same, so that's why we're related videos. This person has 96 subscribers. And they got 31,000 views, which is amazing for them. You got to realize that they probably are ecstatic about that. And they're ranked next to me and Detroit Borg, who has like almost 1 million subscribers, and Tested, which has 2 million. And so, yeah, you can do it. It's not unethical if you're not copying their whole video and their thumbnail and their content. If you want to contribute to the conversation and you have relevant things to bring to the topic, then do it and make the video and make it awesome and make it the best video it can be. My video is 9 minutes. Their video is 4:20. It's completely different videos. It's covering the same topic, but like, they're a different person. They're trying different things. And they got a different thumbnail. So it's do you. I mean, I did a video about the MacBook Pro 2016. So did every other tech YouTuber. My video is different, and my video is mostly me whining about it. So again, it's whereas they geeked out about the specs, and I whined about everything that's wrong with it. So again, it's do you and do what you want. And if you want to cover something that's already been covered, maybe you do it better. Maybe you do it differently. Maybe no one who sounds like you, looks like you, or thinks like you did a video like that. So again, you're serving an underserved audience. So I would say that that matters. And so you have something. If you have something valid to bring to the table, bring it. So that's what I would say. That's my answer. So that's going to be it for Q&A, guys. So thank you so much for all the questions. What I'm going to do to wrap up before I say goodnight to you guys is I'm going to do like a 5-minute recap, because I know we got people who didn't get here for the beginning of it and everything like that. So 5-minute recap time. The YouTube algorithm changed. YouTube is favoring browse features, which is the YouTube channel homepage, which means that it recommends things not based on who you're subscribed to, but on the videos that you recently watched. So based on what you recently watched, maybe the last 10 or 20 things you watched, it will recommend videos based on that rather than on who you're subscribed to. This is great, though, because it means that if you're a small YouTuber, you have a real shot at getting discovered now if you have a video that's related to somebody else's content or the topics that they like the most. So now, this is how YouTube is balancing things to help small YouTubers get discovered. And it's costing them money, so it's really noble, because what happens is big YouTubers will complain about this because their views are getting cut in half. So that matters. YouTube is killing us. YouTube is making changes. You know, YouTube, new algorithm, what? So everybody is upset about this, but here's the thing. You small YouTubers, you can actually have a shot now, because now you can compete and YouTube is trying to help you. And the way that you compete and do that is by doing what people like Mike Bijou does and using tags that are relevant, and not one-word tags, but tags that would be searched here in YouTube to find these things so that you appear in the search results. So if I go to results here, it's like there's this Alex guy, there's this other guy, Dennis, that has like probably like 1 million subscribers, and at some point Mike's video is here somewhere because it's ranking on this page. I think I passed it. But again, that's how you get on, you know, this page. Mike's here somewhere. Oh, here he is. Yeah, he's number 3 on this page. And he's number 3 on this page when there are, again, people that I know have a lot more subs than him that are making those videos. And he's ranked number 3 against people with 1 million subscribers. So small YouTubers can win against people with 1 million subscribers by outworking them, by having really good tags, really good descriptions and tags that match the things in the title of their video instead of just doing clickbait. When people try to do clickbait, you have no idea why you should watch this video if you've never heard of this YouTuber. You have nothing in the description to help you figure that out. And the tags don't tell you anything interesting, and they don't relate to any other type of video, which means that when YouTube wants to tell me, hey, Roberto, you watched, you know, Superwoman, or you watched Gary Vaynerchuk, or you watched Jacksepticeye's last video, it has no way to tell me that I care about Ethan's video from H3H3 about why this video is not trending. There's nothing about this to tell me that that's relevant to the last 20 videos that I watched for it to be recommended to me. So nothing has been done to help this video succeed. And the same thing with PewdiePie's vlogs series, Bird Abo. And again, a lot of these people were successful without doing SEO, which is search engine optimization, and without trying to write descriptions and tags. They were successful without that, so they haven't bothered doing it because they can get 2 million views, even if it's less than 10% of their thing. They can get 2 million views without doing that, so they're not putting in the extra effort there. Whereas if they did, it might actually matter. You know, it might actually matter. So when somebody does that work the way that Mike Bijou here has done, he can compete with someone with 1 million subscribers. When somebody like Unboxings does this, they can end up recommended right next to a YouTuber with 2 million subscribers like Tested, or 1 million like Detroit Borg, or me with my, 160 something thousand. So to recap, that's why these titles, descriptions, and tags, all this SEO stuff matters. In the analytics data, we saw that like in the last 30 days, big spikes for me compared to the 90 days, because here's the 30 days. Woo, that's big. It doubled what I would get, because I usually get maybe 500,000 views a month, but in the last 30 days, I got pretty close to a cool 1 million views because of the changes in the algorithm. And disproportionately, instead of my browse features like giving me a small percentage of my views, meaning I was in the home page, I got a lot of views, 34%, a third of my views from the YouTube channel homepage, because it meant that YouTube figured out, because I optimized my videos, that if you watch this thing, you might like Roberto Blake's videos. If you watch Tim Schmoyer, if you watch Daryl Eves, if you watch this person, you might like Roberto's videos. So YouTube is trying to do what Netflix does and what Amazon does. It's trying to say, hey, Roberto, you bought this Nikon camera. You might buy these 5 Nikon lenses. Thank you, Amazon. Well, YouTube's trying to do the same thing. Netflix says, hey, Roberto, you watch Scandal. You might like House of Cards or The Blacklist. There's nothing here that Ethan, and again, I love Ethan, but there's nothing here in his descriptions and tags that is helping him get recommended by YouTube on other videos or on the homepage, and that's why his views are down from what he thinks that they should be. The same reason that PewdiePie's views are down from what he thinks they should be for his vlog series and why he stopped doing it. And it has to do with the fact that it wasn't given a shot. YouTube had to do all the work, and it had nothing to work with. There was no marketing strategy, there was no SEO strategy, there was no discovery strategy, and I've proven to you that it could matter, because if it certainly matters and small YouTubers can compete on it, then big YouTubers could double, triple their reach if they actually took the time to do this right. And they have enough money to where if they can't figure out how to do it, they could pay somebody like Amy Schmittauer or myself or Tim Schmoyer or Daryl Eves or Gideon Shalwick or David Walsh or any YouTube expert or Sonny Lenarduzzi. They could hire any YouTube expert to get this right for them the same way my clients do when they hire me. And as big YouTubers, they could afford it. Or they could figure it out the way that Mike Bijou has here and do it really well themselves. And so that's why I did this video, is to show you guys that the new algorithm isn't something to be scared of. If you're a small YouTuber, you should embrace the algorithm, because it means that you have a shot with your small view counts and your small subscriber base of competing with the biggest people on this platform for attention, and that YouTube is working on your behalf to balance things. It's why YouTube isn't really broken. It's that it's trying to create balance. It's trying to create balance. And it won't always work 100% of the time. I have a video that I did that it got 250,000 of these new views in the last 30 days. Some of my more recent videos have got less views, and that will happen. But it's okay. It's okay. And again, it just is about playing to your strengths, trying to use the system to your advantage, not being scared of it, and putting in the work. And the data is reflecting that. The data is reflecting that, and that's what's going to happen, because when we look at this, you can't rely on YouTube to market and promote people that are subscribed to you, because if you look at it, it's a small fraction of where the views came from this month in the last 30 days was from it pushing to subscribers. It came from people, even if they are subscribed to me, it wasn't their subscriber notifications that was doing it. It was the homepage. It was showing up in their homepage. And so you have to do the things that YouTube wants you to do to get in that homepage. And beyond that, it's the recommended videos, because look at how many of my things came from suggested videos. That's nuts. So you have to do those things, because if YouTube can't figure out what to suggest for your videos because this is bad and this is too generic, and because there's nothing in here to go off of, it doesn't have any data to work with. It has no way to work on your behalf. YouTube can't help you if you don't let YouTube have what it needs to help you. And what that looks like is like when I do this and this instead of just this, that matters. When I do this and this, and then a big YouTuber does this, that's the difference between, granted, they have more views and subscribers than me, and they will always do that. But it's why I can get and reach more people than I have subscribers for on a video, potentially, whereas they can get a smaller fraction. And again, I don't always do this. It doesn't always work this way, but because it depends on a lot of other things too, but it gives me a shot. I gave myself the best chance I had to compete with a 2 million subscriber channel, and I got 1/3 of the views of a 2 million subscriber channel. I got half the views of a 1 million subscriber channel without even 1/10 of their audience. And that's great for all of you. That means that all of you can do it. It's just a matter of doing the work. And so that's the lesson of, our live stream tonight. Like, it's that this algorithm thing isn't scary. It's not bad. It's an opportunity. It's YouTube trying to make it more fair. We've cried and cried and cried for YouTube to be fair, and now it is, but now the people at the top are mad that it hurts them a little bit, and all they'd have to do is a little bit of extra work or pay a little bit of money to outsource, and it wouldn't hurt them at all, because they already have every other advantage. they already have every other advantage. It's kind of like somebody who lives in a McMansion whining about their property taxes while somebody's losing their house in the mortgage crisis. That's the disparity here, and that's what is frustrating for me as somebody in the YouTube middle class, and that's why I'm trying to make sure that you guys have the information that can help you. And I know that there's a temptation to just look at what the big people at the top are doing, but I just proved to you that they don't always have it right. They don't always know what's best just because they've been successful, and what made them successful yesterday may not work tomorrow because YouTube is changing. YouTube is evolving, and so that it can stay alive for all of us, and so it can be more fair, and so that more people can have opportunity. So, you know, that matters. Yeah, views and engagement are a big key. They're a big part of the algorithm. We talked about view velocity, but again, to get that, you have to put yourself in a position. You have to put yourself in a position for YouTube to be able to help you. And that's what this whole thing was about. So that was the recap, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for everybody who stayed the longest time through the live stream. I super appreciate all of you guys. Thank you for the wonderful questions during the Q&A section. This video will be uploaded in its entirety when YouTube's done processing it after I stop the live stream. And unfortunately, your questions won't translate over, but I do appreciate them. I want to thank you for them. I answered as many of them as I possibly could. And we will still do a December live stream at some point that's purely another YouTube Q&A thing, like I did last month and in October. I know you guys like those, and I really appreciate that. So once this is over, please watch the replay, please share it, and just try to help other people out with this. I know it's a long video to get through. I tried to cover as many of the main points early on as I could, and I showed you as much data as I could because I really want this to help you. Anyway, guys, thanks so much. You guys are awesome. It's super late. I'm tired. It's 2.5 hours. And also, I know, like I said, I'll do a 12 video series next year on the algorithm because with everything I have to do and then with Christmas and the holidays, there's no way I could get it done. There's no way I could get it done and still do the 12 days of holiday tech and everything else I want to do and travel and see family and Christmas stuff. So I'll do that in the new year. I'll do the 12 things of the YouTube algorithm in the new year. It'll be a long series. It'll be very painful to make that series because it's very involved. And I might have to commission a motion graphics person to make it less boring. So it might actually cost me a few $100s to make that series because I'll need to find a way to make it less boring because it's a lot of data. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, thanks guys for tuning in. Remember, you can subscribe to the channel. You can watch my 150 videos on how to grow your YouTube channel. And there's other cool stuff here. God, I'm tired. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Go out there, create something awesome today. Do the content you believe in. And I will catch you on the next one. Take care. Where's the button?